What's up, y'all? Welcome to the Microtransaction. I'm your host, Chris, and today I'm joined by the great deliverer, the Elden Ring, I can't think of a third thing off the top of my head, so I'm going to say the original Yankee. It took me some time, but he's here himself. It's Liquid.
Hey, it's me, guys. Yeah. Now, Chris, I can't be the Elden Ring. Liz is the Elden
Liz
Ring.
is the Elden Ring.
Patreon Liz is the Elden Ring. Can't take that away from her.
Yeah, you're right.
Can't take it away from her.
Sorry, Liz. That's copyright infringement.
Yeah.
Your check's in the mail. But
don't look for it.
Don't look for it. It got lost in the mail, but it's in the mail.
I'm sure the U.S. Postal Service they're not reliant.
No, especially, bro. Come on, that's not even how you spell like letters. Anyway, so Liquid.
Yeah.
I have a hilarious joke for you.
Oh, okay. I love jokes.
Okay.
I love jokes.
What did one angry pickle say to the other angry pickle?
Oh man. Angry pickle say to the other angry pickle. I feel like it has to do with something with zesty for some. I don't know why the word zesty is coming to my head.
But follow your heart.
So like, oh no, actually I'm gonna go with, hey man, get kosher. I don't know.
That's pretty good.
Okay.
It's deal with it.
That wasn't that funny, dude. I'm just oh damn, how did I not think of that?
Bro, that's how I felt when I saw the joke. I was like, oh, I gotta say that on the podcast.
Damn.
It's like, damn, dad jokes.
Just deal with it.
Oh my, yeah, it's pretty good, right?
Yeah, no, it's damn good.
Yeah,
it's damn
good. So Liquid, first of all, cheers.
Cheers, man.
And at the beginning of every episode, we tell you right now we're having a little bit of the moonshine
apple pie
with a little bit of apple pie.
Yeah, it's good. It tastes like apple juice, spiked apple juice. I think we said this last week.
Last week we were having what the hell was the other? No, we were drinking something else.
Oh, Jack, right? The honey? No.
Was it the honey Jack?
Jack Daniel's honey. I want to say it was, but I don't remember.
I don't remember either.
I think it was.
We had a good time.
I'm gonna say it was.
But. Yeah, no, that's real good. I just mixed it with energy drink.
He sure did.
I
saw
know.
Monster Energy.
No.
I'm sorry, I meant microtransaction energy because they don't fucking pay us.
No.
But microtransaction energy with a little bit of alcohol with apple pie. By the way, what flavor was the energy drink?
Fruit punch.
So fruit punch and apple pie. Let's see how
Moonshine.
Let's see how this works.
Not bad.
Oh,
real good
bad.
Actually.
Okay.
Like that shouldn't work. And it works perfect.
Nice.
You wanna?
Yeah, I'll take a sip.
Take a sip, buddy.
Huh. Yeah, it is.
It's a lot of flavors and it hits you at all separate times.
Yeah. It's pretty good though. Not bad. I think I only think it's good is because I taste more of the fruit punch and the apple pie, and I think that's where that's because I think if it was vice versa, I think it would have been a problem.
Well, happy accident is over here, but Liquid.
Yeah.
We have fell in love.
We fell on something. We fell on a few things here. Yeah, we fell. Head over heels.
For Elden Ring.
Head over feet. Yeah.
Liquid.
Yeah.
Tell me your history. I was like, yeah. Yeah. I want to be like whatever our title is. ... Yeah. Tell me your experience with Elden Ring and Souls games in general. Let's start there.
Ooh, I love this. I love the way we're starting here.
Okay.
I've played Dark Souls 1, I want to say. Mm-hmm. It was the Prepare to Die edition.
Nice.
And I bought it on Steam.
That's metal.
Yeah, it was metal as hell, dude. And that's the reason why I bought it. I'm like, I always want to try these. Everybody talks about how difficult these games are. Mm-hmm. And I'm just like, dude, what? Like, I come from the NES era. Mm-hmm. All right, whereas like difficult games is what I was born on. Like this is what, you know what I'm saying, this is what champions are made of, right? Mm-hmm. Easily kicked my ass.
Easily.
Game showed no mercy, kind of like your shirt, Cobra Kai. It showed no mercy, but it was fun though. I can see why people liked it, but I didn't play much of it. It was like literally like I bought it was on sale. This is what I do on Steam, right? Oh, what's that game? $2-3? I'll throw some money at it. I buy it. I download it. I play it that one night. Never play it again. That's kind of what I did. Now, one game I did pick up and play though. Oh, I didn't pick it up. I rented it. It was Bloodborne.
You rented?
Well, this was a GameFly. Where you
okay.
I saw that a long time ago, but I want to say it was one of the GameFly games. Cause I remember having it, but not owning it, and I don't remember how. And I'm pretty sure it was GameFly because I've had that at one point. Now, that game I played a little bit. I just wanted to beat the first boss. I'm like, once I beat the first boss, or at least mini boss, and I'm like, okay, cool. Then I'm like, that's enough for me, just to know, like, I just see where this game is, and it's just like, do I really want to spend that much time to keep grinding? So after I beat the first boss, I'm like, it was like more of a semi-boss. I thought it was the boss. It wasn't really the boss of that area. It was more of like just a lower end boss. Yeah. So
I'm like, I got this.
I didn't know, so I ended up sending it back. Now, PlayStation, I think the PS Plus gave us Bloodborne for free, so I ended up downloading it again. And it's so funny, before Elden Ring dropped, I want to say about 2 to 3 weeks ago, I started playing Bloodborne again.
Oh, so just a warm up?
Yeah,
for it?
It was more of like, I don't know.
Get those reps in?
I think it was more of an itch that I wanted to have scratched, and Bloodborne did it for me. Like, this was during the time I was running through Dead Space 2. My save game got corrupted, so I'm like, let me find something that I haven't played in a while. I'm like, oh, Bloodborne's right here. Let me give it a shot. I started playing it, really liking it again. Actually got to the official boss, ended up beating him eventually.
Nice.
And then haven't went back yet.
Yeah.
So.
And now you never will.
Yeah, but now Elden Ring's out, and I'll be honest with you. I think Elden Ring is easier than those 2 games that I mentioned. I do. I don't know if this is if that's a hot take or not.
I don't know either.
But I like Elden Ring, and I do think it's easier.
I think the developers and they've even said that this is the easiest. But they made it that way, and I think it's great that they made it like that, because like myself, I've had very minimal experience with this franchise. I remember, because I was like, you know what? There's this Dark Souls game coming out.
Right.
My brother, patron of the show, Matt. What's up, Matt? He was just buying everything PS3 at the time, bro.
Okay.
He was a Sony pony when it wasn't cool, okay?
Yeah.
All right, and
this was early PS3.
This is early PS3. We're like, yo, let's get on some Ridge Racer.
Ridge Racer. Yeah.
And let's push it to the limit. But Matt was the dude. All right.
I remember Matt was like, when we were all playing Xbox 360. Playing a lot of Halo. Matt did too. He did play Xbox 360, but he was one of the early adopters of the PS3. I remember I didn't have it because I just couldn't afford it at the time.
Yeah, it was like what $650.
Yeah, it was up there. And then not only that, I didn't have a job at the time. I think neither. So that's another reason why I couldn't afford it. And I couldn't find it neither. It was sold out for a long time.
Oh yeah, Matt. I feel like Matthew for a while was the only person I knew who had it.
Right. Yeah, it was out. Let me see. When did the PS3 release?
Oh man, I couldn't tell you. I remember because even Matthew had the Vita that was cartridgeless.
Oh, you mean the PSP Go?
The PSP Go. Matt was like the only person I knew who had one.
That I bought on day one as well.
And I remember, no, you know what it is? Because I remember at Play and Trade, Tong was like, I only know like 2 people who bought it. Your brother being one of them, and I don't know if the other guy was you.
It was
you.
me, yeah, because he told me the same thing, but he said about Matt. Yeah, it was me, yeah. It was just us 2. Yeah, not a lot of people bought it.
So, yeah, and, as of watching it, as the last week is the official 10-year anniversary of the Vita.
Nice.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, Vita.
Yeah, happy birthday, Vita.
By the way, PlayStation 3 released on 2006.
Good time.
See,
2006, good year.
Yeah, I didn't get mine, however, to 2008, because that's when Metal Gear Solid 4 came out. So that's when I bought mine. I got a job that paid pretty well. Literally my first paycheck, I bought a PS3.
Obviously. Now that time it was cheaper. So,
yeah, it was $500 at the time.
Yeah. Oof.
Yeah, $500. That was pretty much it. And even then, it still felt like the games. It wasn't really. I mean, you had your Resistance that hit the streets. Uncharted hit the streets. The original one. You know, so you had a lot of the earlier games that we're seeing now. The sequels to.
Yeah. Now. Oh wow. When you say it like that. Anyway, let's get back on topic.
I'm sorry.
We took a nice little walk down memory lane. But anyway, early adopter Matt, he bought Dark Souls, the very first iteration, and I remember well, now I'm gonna bring it back to PlayStation.
It was Demon Souls, I think at the time.
Was it Demon Souls or
yeah,
Dark Souls?
because PlayStation had a Demon Souls.
They had Demon Souls.
And
Demon
then
Souls.
Dark Souls came out with a 1, 2, and 3, but Demon Souls was like by itself.
Demon Souls was the first one because I remember I was like, you know what, Matthew was just buying games, and he bought it. I was like, you know what, let me try it because what was PlayStation's show they had? Remember they would like have a show?
Core.
So
with a Q.
Yeah, and the core of that month happened to be Dark Souls.
Okay.
And I just see people raging like, "Oh no, I can't beat it," and they'll just show a death montage, and I'm like, "Yo, what's the deal with this game? It can't be that hard, right?" The thing is, at that time, your boy was trying to be a competitive Halo player. Ooh. All right, so I was like, I need to play something a little more relaxing. So I went with Dark Souls.
Yeah. Wow.
It got one. I remember I beat like the blob boss.
Okay.
There's like a boss that was like a blob and shot spears. I think the intro was like it shot a spear at your foot.
Oh.
And then you're like, oh shit. All right, cool. It's on. And I beat him. And then I was like, this was way more difficult than I needed this to be.
Okay. So it humbled you a little bit.
No, it didn't humble me. I was just like it was more. It infuriated me. Because I'm like, this is supposed to be something I'm like. I drink alcohol too. I relax, have a good time, and I was putting the same focus that I was putting in competitive Halo at the time in this other game, and I was like, "There's no point to this. Yeah. Why am I doing this? This is dumb." And that was the beginning and the end of my career. I thought until Elden Ring.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna start off with Elden Ring because Liquid's been playing. Liquid's gotten, I want to say, a little more. He's definitely explored more.
Yes.
I picked the Samurai class, and since like I said, it's been well over a decade since I played any of the Souls game. A lot of the game is I feel like has been figuring out the game, its mechanics, how it wants me to play it, and like just like loving the world that I'm in.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And it's so great, and it feels like a video game of the future and the past. It gave me such and I know it's been getting Breath of the Wild vibes, but I've never played Breath of the Wild.
Oh wait, really? Never?
Never.
Wow.
Yeah, but I had played the only Zelda game I think beaten to completion was the very first one when I was a little kid, and it gave me that vibe where they drop off the sprite and they're like, "Have a nice day, figure it out."
Right.
And I was just like, "Where do I go?"
Yeah.
And I was just like, I guess that away. And I was just like, I haven't been in this situation in a while, and there's something that feels amazing about that.
Right. And it's so funny you mentioned that because Nintendo, on their Nintendo Online stuff, not to deviate too far away from here, but just real quick, Nintendo released the game on their Nintendo Online, the Legend of Zelda, the original one, and also for those who don't want to figure it out or pull up a guide, there's also the special edition, which I think unlocks all the weapons or something like that, so that way you don't have to do figure it out on your own kind of thing. So yeah, so they even released another version of it within the Nintendo Online software.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. Yeah, I think so too. Anything else from the
no for now that'll be the Liquid. Tell me about the beginning for you.
I think it's a lot
what
like
class did you pick?
Oh, that's wait, you said samurai. They picked yours?
I said samurai.
Yeah.
Or tenrai. If you get it, you get it.
It's Call of Duty. No, but I picked the bandit. So bandit, light on his feet, very agile. I like that. You see, again, out of the Souls games and then the Bloodborne, I prefer Bloodborne. Bloodborne gives you that little bit of speed. You know what I'm saying? Soulsy's very defend, attack. You know what I'm saying? But Bloodborne gives you that speed. You know what I'm saying? So I'm more accustomed to that. I love that style of gameplay. I'm more about my rolling and dodging than I am my defense. All right. I'll increase all of my endurance before I increase my defense. Okay. That's just how I am. I want to be quick. You can't touch me. You can't see me.
Watch my toes. Watch my toes.
Yeah, exactly. So, I picked the bandit. Very light on his feet. Terrible weapon. So, I've been increasing my strength to get good hits when I'm in there, and then but still have my endurance high, obviously, so I can get out of there real quick. Okay. So, I like it. I've been just using my stats to the way I play, and very similar to you. Yes, the very beginning was more about, I feel like it was more of a confidence builder.
Yes,
building up your confidence, right? Like knowing, do I press forward freely? Do I hesitate and look around? Do I saying, what does this, what does that? Like for the longest time, because when you hit the left stick, you click it in, you crouch.
Yeah,
and for the longest, my mind could not put that together. I kept trying to sprint and I kept crouching. I'm like, what the hell is this guy doing? And then I'm like, oh, that's right. Your sprint, you got to hold, A on Xbox or whatnot. So I was like, okay, well, it was just learning stuff.
Anyway.
What?
It's B.
Oh, it is B. It is B. Sorry. I'm thinking of a Nintendo controller for some reason. But yeah, it's B. Yeah, you sprint and you dodge with that. So it's just learning that, essentially learning the meta. You know what I'm saying? Learning when enemies attack, when are you able to attack. I did a lot of just learning enemy patterns, especially enemies within a big area that I really want to explore. Just seeing what does what. Also reading almost as every detail about what item does what, essentially learning the game. That's what that's what the first few hours was. Learning the game, exploring the map. After I got a little bit of that, I'm like, well, now let me just see where I get led to. Wherever I end up, I end up, my mentality, or the way I think of it, is like, if I run into a cutscene, I'm progressing the story. That's how I see it as.
Okay. The sound video game logic.
Yeah, exactly. So I got into a cutscene. There's this huge boss that I have to fight. Can't just run away. This one you have to fight in a little arena, and he keeps kicking my ass, so many times. So I'm like, okay, I'm just underpowered. I can't fight this guy yet. But I did get a cutscene before I saw him, so I know that's where I feel like that's where I need to go at least.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, but until then, let me explore everything else and circle back eventually. So I feel like I'm in a good area that matches my level. Like you were saying with From Software stating that this is more of an easier title.
Yeah, I said that off screen, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, no, you said
did I say?
Yeah,
it's all blending together at this point.
They made it easier, and I do feel the same way. I feel like this is the easiest one, and I think it makes sense because it's open world, and I think it's a good thing. I don't think it being easier is a bad thing, because I think it just gives more people an opportunity to play it that wouldn't otherwise play it. You see all these big Twitch streamers playing it, like Dr. Disrespect was talking about playing it.
Yeah, he was playing it.
Yeah, he sucks dick at it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I can't talk shit. Just I also suck dick at it.
But he was just talking about how like he just can't get into it and stuff like that as well.
Yeah.
Like
I don't think that's the Doc's game. I think he's just like, look, that's what the kids are into today.
Right.
So I'm gonna play.
It's gonna boost the numbers a little bit.
Yep. And I ain't never hate on anybody for that.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go do what you gotta do. But yeah, I think like you said here, it does feel easier, especially having a mount where you could ride on and it being an open world. Like this is, and I feel like this is part of the meta as well, is that like if there's a big enemy I see, like obviously I try to take out the little enemies first and try not to get the big enemy's attention. And then when I can single out just a big enemy, I can give it all my focus on that big enemy.
Yeah.
Or I'll usually try to get the enemy's attention. Hey, look at me.
Yeah.
And then just take him away from everybody else, so that I could just me and him. Say mano y mano, let's go 1-on-1. And that seems to be like what's working for me, at least. You know what I'm saying? So once I separate them, I can take him out, then I'll take all the little guys out later, stuff like that. So it's just understanding that. That's like the first few hours, and also just trying to find as many fast travel spots as I can.
Oh yeah, what is it? Oh my god, I want to say something of glory, but I don't think that's right. Anyway,
it's like gold something.
It's the
flame.
It's a campground.
What do you call the? Oh my god!
It's funny because I've unlocked so many, and now I'm like, I can't think of the name.
The fireplace. You know what we're talking about in the other Dark Souls games.
Someone let us know in the comments.
Bonfire, Jesus Christ! They're lighting the bonfires in the Souls games. That's what it's like. It's just like
it has a different name for this in this game, but
yeah, it's called something else. But
bonfires
overall,
is what we're calling it right now.
Overall, I am loving it. This game has its hooks in me, and I can't stop playing. Like before we started the show, I was trying to get at least an hour in, before I had to do anything, just explore a little bit more, find out a little bit more. And I love, oh, what's over here? I find this. Oh, that's for this. Nice. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I just love I don't know, the exploring part of it feels really good.
The sense of adventure.
Yeah.
In a foreign land.
Right.
Where you're tarnished. You're nobody. Like that. I assume if you're watching this, you've played the game. You're meant to be this know-nothing. This guy disses you at the beginning, says you have no maiden. And I'm like, first of all, dude, I just came to sentience like 10 minutes ago. Cut me some slack, all right? Like, relax.
Right.
And then, that's what one thing is, when you get your first piece of the map and you just see the world expand.
Yeah.
And you're just like, oh, I'm like, how big is this fog of war?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, how much more of the map, and like the promises this game gives you without saying anything, I think is the most compelling thing about this game. It's like, oh, we gave you a little more, and you're like, oh, it just it feels like you're growing with the game.
Yeah.
As you're playing, and like me, I got in a little place, and people like, oh, I heard one dude, he was like, yeah, the thing is, I guess you can over level to get certain parts. I'm like, over level, you say? So Liquid has played more of the game with me, but I don't think you're that many levels ahead of me.
Oh, okay.
Like per person.
Oh, good.
I think like what you said, you're like 21, 22.
Like 2021.
I'm like 19.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Because your boy's just been out there.
So did this guy say you can't over?
No, you can.
Oh, you can.
Totally
okay,
can.
And I recommend anybody to try it. And that's another thing. I feel like leveling is not as I feel it's grindy, but I don't feel like it's as bad as like the previous games, like Bloodborne.
No.
Or even like because when you die, wherever you died at, you can go pick up your I call them souls, but they're runes.
Yeah,
you could
same
pick
thing.
you could pick your runes back up. In Bloodborne, if I'm not mistaken, once you die, it's a random enemy in that map. So you're just on a wild goose chase looking for the enemy. The way you find them out is they have white eyes, and you'll see them glowing. And you're like, oh, that's the enemy that got my shit.
Oh,
like,
that's what he's at. Like, yo, I gotta take it out of his ass.
Yeah, exactly. And he's like, no, dude, it's just sitting right next to you. You could try to steal it. No, it's coming out of his ass.
Yeah, like the thing about the game is like learning the samurai class. I'm like, I feel like I picked the class. And I'm playing the game how I would play the game, and I'm like, I had to go look up a YouTube video. I'm like, how the heck do I level this? Because it was starting initially with level, but then was a level and then how to play included in it. So then I was like, oh, okay, and that's how I found out through that video that I could run in melee. Because I didn't know you could sprint until Ivan, best friend of the show, told me you can sprint. He's like, yeah, just sprint away. I'm like, you can sprint in this game? He's like, yeah. Yes, Chris, you can tell that Ivan was gonna be like, yeah, I know how to. You don't, right. And then he's like, oh wait, you don't know, and they don't tell you. So,
right.
And then like me and Ivan, that's the best part of me playing this game was when I was playing with Ivan. He was doing in his world, he was in a different spot, and I was in a different spot. And then we were just like, I know this, he knows this, and then we were collaborating together on two different sides. And I was like, bro, this is awesome. And he was like, yeah, this is cool because he picked a tarnished. He has it, or what is not a tarnish? Tarnish is what you are, like the thing where like it's no class. You decide 100% how you make your character.
So like you're in your underwear. Like
yeah, you're in your undies. You say, let's get in your undies and let's rock.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, and he's like that's the way he's playing it. But Ivan's like he likes Souls games.
Yeah, exactly. That's
like so. I think he just wanted that control. I'm like, no, I need a little bit. And it's funny because I picked the samurai because I thought it was cool, and then everyone's like, it's a great thing for beginner players, and I'm like, great, that's me. And
I was looking for something like great for beginner players.
Yeah, that and the other dude that has like the medium sword and shield. He's like the very first one.
That's what I was gonna pick. I should have went with it, but I went with it.
You can always
like I said, I don't feel bad. I like after with all the endurance and how much I'm dodging and stuff like that. I'm like, oh. Okay.
And you can like. If you want to look up a guide to do it, but I feel like you're playing a dude how you want to play anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
So I guess it doesn't really matter.
Right. And I know this is gonna be more in the future. We're gonna talk more about this and stuff like that. But like I keep comparing this to like Horizon, for example.
Well, I bet.
And
by the way, great streams. If you guys haven't watched it already.
Yeah. For those who don't know, we stream Horizon. You can catch the stream, and it goes up a lot. It goes up on a VOD up as well every day, or whenever I stream. At least it's up there right afterwards. We've been having fun there. It's nice to stream it, but it's not the same. Like in Elden Ring, it is more like Breath of the Wild, where I'm like, oh, look at that area. Oh, I wonder what's over there. And you go over there like, oh, that's nice. It was like whatever this was or whatever that was. I don't feel like I don't get that as much with Horizon. So like it doesn't have that. Like I think Horizon, in my opinion, is much more fun. Well, I guess it depends on who's asking for the fun part. You know what I'm saying? Who's really asking for fun? Like Horizon is very fun. Elden Ring is fun if you like the challenge. If you're here for the challenge, absolutely, I recommend 100% go for Elden Ring. But Horizon is a little more acceptable, like a little more
user friendly.
Yeah, it is a little more. Actually, a lot more user friendly. Yeah, you can even customize your own difficulty and stuff like that. But we're not here to talk about Horizon. Yeah. It's Elden Ring.
And it's funny, like not to separate, like just to say my 2 cents about that. I feel like it's one of those things like, oh, I don't like Souls game, and you instantly get looked like, oh, you don't like it, or you're just trash at it.
Yeah.
And it's just like this like game ego on like unless you're like I haven't played it yet, or you have to like be careful because then you get nerd judged super hard on this.
No kidding.
because I nerd judge someone. I'm like, oh man, I can't wait to say I beat this game. Yeah. And this is like, supposedly people like you. Okay, they say that you can beat this game in 30 hours, but apparently you have to just do the story straight on through.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And people are like, this is impossible. Because I was looking at reviews, and one of the guys he's like, I've been playing for 60 hours. I got to the end, but he's like, when I got to the end, I didn't want it to be the end.
How are people playing 60 hours already? Oh, did they get early copies?
Yeah, early copies and early access.
I'm about to say, I'm like, geez.
And the guy, don't get me wrong, he didn't have a lot of time. He's like, I couldn't stop playing it. And I was like, whoa, dude, what do you mean? Now that I'm playing, I'm like, I get it. Because you get hooked.
Yeah.
You're like, what was it when I was trying to learn the mechanics? I was getting rocked by these two little dudes, and he just had a fast, like, little dash swipey thingy, and I'm like, man, how the heck? And I'm like, I'm trying to counter him.
To the catacombs?
Yeah, through the catacombs. And I'm like, and then he just cut me through the corner. I'm like, God, I'm like, come on, man, be cool. And then like just learning the mechanics, I'm like, you know what? I don't give a shit about these ruins. Yeah. They can be wherever. I'm like, I get what I deserve.
Yeah.
All right, and I'm like. So I'm just out there and I'm learning the game in this. I'm like, I'm gonna die here until I don't die here, and then I'm gonna go back to the campfire, restart it, and then kill him again.
Yeah.
So you don't think it was a fluke. Right. And I built this narrative in my head.
Yeah.
I'm the crazy person.
Yeah, you make these little challenges, these little stop gaps, these checkpoints for yourself that just help you, but they help you in the game overall.
Yes.
Right? You know what I'm saying? So it's just like I'm right there with you. Like there's like a boss, a big guy, you know, that I fought him. Like, okay, when I finally beat him, I was like, oh. When I finally beat him, I was just like, oh man, that took a lot out of me, but you know what? I gotta beat him again. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So I ended up beating him again, and I beat him quicker and quicker. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Now he's almost becoming not a factor anymore. Ooh. And now that he's not a factor, like I could farm him for the runes. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like I'm just farming and farming.
You started as a boss, and now you're just a carrot.
Yeah, you started as a boss.
Oh, am I playing Elden Ring or Farmville? I can't tell.
Yeah, who knows, right? Yeah, you were a boss. Now you're just part of my meta.
Dang, bro, you hate to see it.
Like stuff like that feels really good, you know. Mm-hmm. And yeah, and then not only that, like I said, with stuff like that, then it builds confidence because now you start figuring out your play style and how you should take on other enemies as well. And because a lot of other enemies share similar move types, not one for one, but at least very similar.
Yeah.
And it allows me to fight those guys. And don't get me wrong, there's times where I cheese bastards at all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like I feel like they do it to me. Yeah. So it's just like it's only right. That's part of it. Okay. I was to say like nobody gonna judge me for that. I'll be damned.
Yeah, only like no, everyone's cheesing everybody. Yeah. I haven't seen nobody like, yo, wait, he can't hit me from there. I'm gonna do this whack, 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 whack,
exactly.
Whack.
Like,
yeah.
Oh, you can't get past this invisible wall that I can walk through. Oh, okay, cool.
Sucks to suck.
Yep.
Kia.
Exactly. So yeah, whenever I find stuff like that little cheese spot, you know, say absolutely, that's part of the meta.
Yeah, I know I'm gonna randomly be walking. I'm like, hey, what's this? And then a random boss is just gonna come through and just whack. I'm just gonna be a whack-a-mole.
Yeah.
All right. So I don't. First of all, don't start and won't be none. And in Elden Ring, it's on site.
Yeah. All day. Every day.
But that's enough about the gameplay. Liquid.
Yeah.
The art style of this. What do you think, bro?
Well, it's so funny because before.
What's the joke?
No, there's no joke.
Then why is it funny, Liquid?
Well, here's the funny part, all right? Is that I came into this game not with the gameplay, not for anything. I came into this game for the artwork. Like I love the art style. Remember, I showed Chris. We were recording. I think last week at the time of this recording, I showed him a trailer, and I'm like, dude, look at just the character design is what I fell in love with. That's what made me want to get this game. And now that I'm playing, I'm like, oh, I'm even more in love with it. Just because it's just so good.
I'm so happy I got the new monitor so I can experience it in all its glory.
Yeah.
Dude. I'm like, oh, this is so pretty.
Yeah. Oh, it's beautiful. Like I love the scenery. I love the big golden tree in the back. I love seeing enemies in the distance. Like, whoa, that's a big guy. I'm not going that way.
Okay, so where I'm stuck at right now, there's a dude. For my Attack on Titan fans, and he looks like the Beast Titan. And as soon as I saw him, it just looked like. I'm gonna murder you.
Yeah.
And it's just like one of these, because you know, the Beast Titan's on site. All right, what he did to, I'm not gonna say what he did, but you know what he did. Involved some rocks. All right. So when I saw him and he was up there and he was looking at me like, I wish you would walk through this way. And I'm like, I'll be back. But when I come back, It's yes.
Yeah, your ass is grass.
Yeah, and that like that's I think part of like using the game models and the art, because you're on a downward slope looking up, and all you see is like this huge ledge with this guy just standing there and posing when there's smaller people around him building a frame, I want to say, for a gameplay experience. And then in the background, just like you said, the beautiful tree in the background. And I haven't even got to the amazing music in this game.
Oh yeah.
Oh my, bro, like the music, the menu, the starting menu.
Yeah, it's all good.
It is, bro. I was like, before I started the game, I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
And it gave me that, like, in a good way, Game of Thrones vibes, like, dun, 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 dun. You know how it starts, and you're like, oh, we're on this adventure.
Game of Thrones starting has always been good.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, but
nothing,
you know,
it's never faulty. Yeah,
now in the Game of Thrones, when people talk about it, you know, they cringe.
It's got a little negative connotation.
Yeah.
I get that, but yeah. No,
oh my god, I'm excited, bro. I even like, we can't even play together, but Liz, because she plays on PlayStation, I'm gonna play on Xbox, but we're just like, hey, do you want to hang out in the same room and play the same game next to each other? It's like, yeah,
absolutely.
And I'm like, okay. And I'm like, dude, I'm like, what is this?
Yeah,
like, we're just at the point where like, hey, let's just play the same game. I'm like, this is something special.
Nice.
And I'm like, I hope, because it's already getting thrown around, and it's about to be March, and yeah, it's about to be March.
Yeah.
And people are already
actually at the time this goes up, March will be tomorrow.
Oh yeah. And people are already talking about Game of the Year, already shooting that energy around. And I'll tell you one thing, getting a couple, I want to say maybe spent like, and this is with grinding, so not like story forward, but I'm gonna spend like maybe like 4 or 5 hours in the game just running around, dying a bunch.
Yeah.
Like, but like, I'm like, I get why you say it, because I want to say my last 2 cents about this that I'll say, unless let you, if you have any closing thoughts or anything on this. It's about that time, right?
Yeah.
Every step in this game almost demands another.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And that pool, the game, I feel like the game is challenging you and daring you to move forward, and to meet it every step of the way is a beautiful challenge that I feel like we don't get anymore.
I agree. Like part of the fun is like when I find those little checkpoint areas, I'm like, oh, thank goodness. Like I can finally breathe a little easier because I can turn these runes in, you know, stuff like that. So, but it incentivizes me to go look for another one. I'm like, because they're not too far away from each other.
No.
They're not. They're just far enough. Whereas like there's a challenge in between, but it's just like, you know, you could make it if you try to play this way. You could make it if you try to play that way. Like, you could make it multiple ways, but will you make it? That's the question. That's the fun part.
It's so close, but yet so far.
That's exactly how it feels.
But Liquid, it's about that time. Elden Ring, if you haven't told, we are gushing over it.
We love it.
Liquid, any chance we could see it on the stream?
Yeah. Oh, on the stream? I think so. I think as long as I can get it to run, which I'm pretty sure I can. I think we'll definitely see a stream of it because it has its hooks in me and it's not letting go.
Oh, yeah, baby. Well, guys, I just want to say... Well, Liquid, you take... I was going to say your thing. It didn't feel right.
Yeah, I'll take... Well, first, hopefully this picks up. I want you guys to hear this. Listen to this. I'm pretty sure it picked up.
Yeah.
All right. But no, just want to show off that statue. It's pretty cool. I like Sonic. Love each other. Take care. But above all, let's just be cool.
This has been a microtransaction.